All right. Good evening, students. Good evening, all of you. I hope you are able to hear me. Good evening, Ruchi. Good evening, Sakshi. Thank you, Pranav. Good evening, Ashish. Good evening, Varsha. Good evening, KV Chetan. Good evening, Chinmay. Good evening, Dhanush. Good evening, Mukta. Good evening, Sanjana. Khushi, Ganesh, Chaitra, Meghna. Good evening, guys. All right. So let's begin. Good evening, Vani. Good evening, Channa. I don't know, Vijay. Good evening, Dhanush. Good evening, Sanjana. Chalo, let's begin. So last class, I think we were discussing group 15 elements. We were about to finish. Only the oxo acids of group 15 are remaining. ठीक है? Good evening, Athav. Good evening, Saksha. All right. So let's move ahead. We'll start with a recall test on last class. So you can see a question here in front of you. A pale blue liquid which is obtained by reacting equimolar mixture of two gases at minus 30 degrees Celsius. Achha, this is not N2O, this is NO. Sorry. A pale blue liquid which is obtained by reacting equimolar mixture of two gases at minus 30 degrees Celsius. Let me give you the options. Right. So you can start voting now. Very good. So I've already got the correct answers. That's great. So you'll get another 40 seconds for this. So please vote fast. Very good, Kishore, Athav, Sanjana, Neecha, Chaitra, all of you. Very good. Right. So very good, Tenaris. Very good, Ravi Kumar. Chalo. So you have another 10 seconds left. Please vote fast. Right. So we'll end it on a count of 3, 2, 1. Let's end it now. Right. So you cannot get B and C, obviously, because both of them are colorless. N2O5 is generally a solid. N2O3 is the only liquid which you get, and it is pale blue color. I had told you this, right? So the correct answer is A. Right. So let's begin. Let's begin with the oxoacids of phosphorus. That's the last thing you need to do in this chapter, right? So these are the following oxoacids in your syllabus. Okay. So these are the following oxoacids in your syllabus. The most basic one you should remember is H3PO4. So what you should remember in these oxoacids is their name, their formula, their structure, and their basicity. These are the 4 things you should know. Compound name, compound formula, compound structure, compound basicity. So these 4 things bare minimum you should know. Okay? So if I talk about orthophosphoric acid, H3PO4 is known as orthophosphoric acid. Okay? Hypophosphoric acid, pyrophosphoric acid. What are these? So first you consider only those phosphorus oxoacids which contain one phosphorus atom. Okay? So which are the ones which contain only one phosphorus atom? 1, 2, 3. Okay. So if you see this carefully, the basic one, good evening Tejas, the most basic one is orthophosphoric acid, H3PO4, right? You can observe its structure here. Okay. How do you draw the structure of H3PO4? You draw phosphorus. Phosphorus has 5 valence electron, right? And then you have 4 oxygen. 1, 2, 3, 4. How many hydrogen you have? 3. So 1, 2, 3 hydrogen. We know each oxygen forms 2 bonds. So because oxygen has 6 valence electron, it requires 2 electrons, so it will form 2 bonds. P double bond O. So this oxygen can form 1 bond with hydrogen, 1 bond with phosphorus. Similarly this. So this is how you can draw the structure of H3PO4, right? So if you are done with H3PO4, if you remove 1 oxygen from orthophosphoric acid, remove 1 oxygen, H3PO3, you get orthophosphorus से phosphoric से phosphorus acid. ठीक है? For example, sulfuric acid is H2SO4. Sulfurous is H2SO3. Similarly, if you remove 1 oxygen, subtract 1 oxygen, minus 1 oxygen, you'll get orthophosphorus acid. ठीक है? If you remove 1 more oxygen, you get hypophosphorus acid, or it is also known as phosphinic acid. Okay? So these are the 3 oxo acids which contain 1 phosphorus. Orthophosphoric acid, orthophosphorus acid. So orthophosphoric acid is H3PO4, remove 1 oxygen, orthophosphorus, phosphoric become phosphorus. From orthophosphorus, if you remove 1 oxygen, you get hypophosphorus. Okay? So these are the 3 basic oxo acid of phosphorus. Now come to those oxo acids which are having 2 phosphorus atoms. 1, 2, 3. Okay? Right? So what you need to do here is, if you consider pyrophosphoric acid, so what is the meaning of pyro? Where is the word pyro used? Pyro का use कहाँ होता है? Where is the word pyro used? Where is the word pyro used? Yes? No, not pyron. Pyro का मतलब heat होता है. ठीक है? Pyrometallurgy भी आएगा तुम्हारा. Pyro का generally मतलब heat होता है. ठीक है? So if you take pyro means you have to remove water. ठीक है? So if you take 2 molecules of this and remove water, you'll get this. ठीक है? So it has been pyrophosphoric acid. It is named because it has been obtained from phosphoric acid by removal of water molecule. So if I take H3PO4, K2 molecules, H3PO4, or let us draw it like this. P double bond O. There is already 1 molecule here. Draw 1 more molecule. P double bond O, OH, OH, OH. Remove 1 water molecule. What will you get? P, O, P. So you'll get H4P2O7. You'll get this, right? So what I'm trying to say here is, if you take 2 H3PO4 molecule, remove a molecule of water. If after removing H2O, what will you get? So total you had 6 hydrogen. Now you have 4 hydrogen, 2 phosphorus, P2, 8 oxygen were there. You have removed 1 oxygen. So H4P2O7. You'll get H4P2O7. So how do you get pyrophosphoric acid? By removal of water molecule. From orthophosphoric acid. ठीक है? Structure भी बहुत easy है. Structure ही by heart नहीं करना है. Take another molecule. Just like glycosidic linkage. Remove this water. ठीक है? So P-O-P bond will be formed. See here. P-O-P bond will be formed. Correct? So this is your H4P2O7, pyrophosphoric acid, right? Now, if you consider the remaining 2, pyrophosphorus and hypophosphoric, okay? So what do you mean by pyrophosphorus acid? What do you mean by pyrophosphorus acid? What do you mean by pyrophosphorus acid? Yes? Anyone? So pyrophosphoric का मतलब है you have to remove water from orthophosphoric. ठीक है? So pyrophosphorus का मतलब है you have to remove water from orthophosphorus. So if you remove water from orthophosphorus, you'll get pyrophosphorus. ठीक है? Pretty easy. Again, so from orthophosphoric, what you are getting? You are getting pyrophosphoric. Is that clear? If you take H3PO3 के two molecules and remove a molecule of water, what will you get? 6 hydrogen were there, now 4 are left. 2 phosphorus as it is. 3 into 2, 6 oxygen were there. 1 oxygen is removed, so you'll get H4P2O5. H4P2O5. It's named pyrophosphorus. Why pyrophosphorus? Because it has been obtained by removal of water from orthophosphorus acid. So phosphorus में से water निकालोगे तो pyrophosphorus मिलेगा, and phosphoric में से water निकालोगे तो pyrophosphoric मिलेगा. Is that clear? Is that clear, everyone? Is that clear, everyone? So if you remove water from phosphorus, you'll get pyrophosphorus. If you remove water from phosphoric, you'll get pyrophosphoric. Any doubt in this? Now, the one left is, so let me write here. If you remove water from this, if you remove water from this, you'll get this. What about hypophosphoric? How will you get hypophosphoric? Hypophosphoric, how will you get it? Hypophosphoric acid. How will you get hypophosphoric acid? Anyone? Yes? Hypophosphoric acid. Yes, anyone? Anyone who can answer this? Remove H2O again. H2O, if you remove again, it will be having H2 na then. If you remove H2O again from what? Mansi. Removal of H2O again from what? If you remove H2O again, orthogonal. Ortho में से if you remove H2O again, how will you get H4P2O5? You'll not get that. Hydrogen will be less na if you remove H2O again. Remove H2, add O2. From what? From what, Ganesh? Remove H2 and add O2 from what? Yes. First, removal of oxygen from pyrophosphoric acid. Pyrophosphoric कहाँ है? हाँ, you can say that. That is still agreed. That is still agreed. From hypophosphorus and orthophosphorus. Very good. Very good. Anyone else? Anyone else who would like to say anything? Shreya, you'll still not get it, no? Shreya, you'll still not get it. Shreya, you'll still not get it. Now you'll get it. Correct. Now देखो, if you want to form hypophosphoric, then you take H3. Ayyo, why I added? Now you take H3 PO3 and H3 PO4. Remove water between them. So if you remove water, total 6 hydrogen की जगह you'll have 4 hydrogen now, right? Total 2 phosphorus and 1 oxygen is gone, so O6. This is your hypophosphorus acid. Hypophosphoric acid. ठीक है? So you have obtained it from orthophosphoric and orthophosphorus. ठीक है? That's very easy. So इनके नाम याद रखना का this is the only way. There is no other way of remembering their name. This is the best way of remembering their name. ठीक है? So I hope it is clear. Anyone having any doubt in any of these oxo acids, you can quickly ask. In case structures also by now you should have known, right? Anyone having any doubt in this, please quickly ask. I'll write their structures also. So you can see the structures. First, you see the structures of all 1-phosphorus acids. So orthophosphoric acid. I have already told you the structure of orthophosphorus acid. P double bond O, OH, OH, OH. P double bond O will always be present. Okay? So H3PO3. So P double bond O. Now there are 3 oxygen. There are 3 oxygen. 2 more oxygen you have to put, but 3 hydrogen is there. So 2 hydrogen will go with oxygen. 1 hydrogen will be directly bonded to phosphorus. Similarly, H3PO2 mein there are 2 oxygen. 1, 2. So 1 hydrogen will go with oxygen. 3 hydrogens are there. So 2 will go without oxygen. Correct? So the structures are not difficult. The last one, which is called metaphosphoric acid. This is very important. Right? This is extremely very important from your competitive exam point of view. Okay? Metaphosphoric acid is very, very important. So kai bar metaphosphoric acid, if you see, it's a polymer of HPO3 whole N. It's a polymer of HPO3 whole N. This N can be 2, this can be 3, 4, 5, etc. So for example, if you see cyclo, this is polymer. If you write, right, HPO3 whole N, HPO3 whole N. If you want to write the polymer structure, P double bond O, OH. Okay? See carefully how you are drawing the structure. H, P, 1 H and P over. How many oxygen? Right? So how many oxygen? 1 oxygen, 2 oxygen. What part of this oxygen belong to this phosphorus? Half. Half to this phosphorus, half to this phosphorus. What part of this oxygen belongs? Half to this phosphorus, half to this phosphorus. So if you see how many oxygen it has, half plus half, 1, 2, 3. So total 3 oxygen. This is how you get the molecular formula, right? So P double bond O, OH, then this oxygen is shared with next phosphorus, OH, double bond O, O, P double bond O, OH, and it will continue. It will continue n times, correct? So remember, how do you know whether your structure is correct or not? If your drawing molecular formula is HPO3, how to justify? P, 2 oxygen, 1 hydrogen. So 2 oxygen, 1 hydrogen, and 1 P is over. This oxygen ka half part, this oxygen ka half part. Total 1 plus 2 plus 3. 3 oxygen are there. Okay? Now coming to the cyclic one. Cyclic one is also not difficult to draw. Question kya aega? What question you'll get? How many P double bond O are present? How many P O P bond are present? So these are the questions which you generally get in this. So if you want to draw the cyclic one is also very easy. So cyclic one matlab tri see its name is tri. He has written cyclic tri metaphosphoric acid. So metaphosphoric acid is a polymer. The moment it writes tri, that means your N value should be 3. So your molecular formula will become HPO3 whole thrice. And since it is cyclo, you can draw it in cyclo also. Okay? How will you draw it in cyclo? I'll show you its cyclic structure first. So P, right? P. There are 3 phosphorus, P double bond O, P double bond O, P double bond O. Correct? Now, each P double bond O will have 1 oxygen, 1 OH, 1 OH. Now you see this carefully. So P is over, H is over. P is over, H is over. So 2 oxygen are over. 2 oxygen are over. 1 more oxygen you need. So what you'll do? This oxygen is shared between these 2 phosphorus. So and this oxygen is shared between these 2 phosphorus. So that this oxygen ka how much part belongs to this phosphorus? Half, and half to this phosphorus. And this oxygen ka bhi how much part belongs? Half. So half plus half, 1 oxygen, 2 oxygen, 3 oxygen. Done. Correct? Similarly, you can join it here. POP. This will be your structure. If you want to draw it in a better way, you can draw it as a cyclohexane also. Keep drawing phosphorus, oxygen, phosphorus, oxygen, phosphorus, oxygen. OH, double bond O, OH, double bond O, OH, double bond O. Is that clear? If you want to write it in a linear chain, you can write its linear structure also. Non-cyclic structure. Same, P double bond O, OH, oxygen shared. Oxygen shared. P double bond O, OH, oxygen shared. P double bond O, OH, OH, OH. 3 phosphorus you have used. Okay? It's not a polymer, it's a trimer. You have not used many molecules. Okay? Do all of them lie in same plane? See, the hybridization of this phosphorus you have to find. So I would say it is sp3 hybridized. Right? So all these chain will lie in the same plane. Okay? So all these will lie in same plane. POP bonds. This chain will lie in same plane. Okay? And these 3 will see minimum these 2 those should lie in the same plane. These 2 can lie in different plane. Hybrid tetrahedral geometry. Okay? Right. So I have shown you all the possible structures. Now we will talk about basicity. What do you mean by basicity of an acid? What is basicity of an acid? What is basicity of an acid? It is number of H plus ions given by acid. Given by acid. So always remember the hydrogen bonded to oxygen is ionizable. So OH hydrogens are ionizable. pH are not ionizable. Matlab OH can release H plus ion. OH can release H plus ion, pH cannot. OH can release H plus ions, pH cannot. The reason is very obvious, because oxygen is much more electronegative than phosphorus. So OH bond will break like this easily. Oxygen is more electronegative. More electronegative means more minus I effect. More minus I effect means more acidic character. Okay? So if you talk about basicity of this acid, orthophosphoric acid ka basicity kitna hoga? Basicity is how much? 1, 2, 3. 3 OH are there. So 3. Basicity of this acid, pyrophosphoric acid, kitna hoga? 1, 2, 3, 4. Basicity is 4. ये पूछेगा बार बार. So to know the basicity, you should know the structure. ठीक है? 1, 2. Basicity is 2. ठीक है? Here basicity will be what? 1, 2, 3. 3. ठीक है? So you should be knowing the basicity of each oxo acid. Oxidation state nikalna is also very easy. Oxygen, each bond contributes +1, -1. -1 to more electronegative atom, +1 to less electronegative atom. So phosphorus oxygen में oxygen is more electronegative. So since there are two bonds, so -2 + 2. ठीक है? There is only one bond, right? So -1 + 1, -1 + 1, oxygen -1 + 1. So total, what is the charge? +2 + 2 +2 + 1 +3 +4 +5. So oxidation state also you can find easily if you know the structure. So if you know the structure, you can find the oxidation state also easily. The oxidation states are mentioned here also. Preparation almost सबका same ही होता है. Characters तो you can get from structure. Preparation almost सबका same है, right? White phosphorus with alkali, right? Preparation is not so important. अब तक पूछा नहीं है, ठीक है? So it's up to you whether you want to by heart it or not. I would suggest you to just give it one read. Preparation is not so important. You can just read it once and that's all. No need to stress too much on it. ठीक है? Preparation of oxo acids उतने पूछे नहीं है कभी, ठीक है? So but एक बार read जरूर कर लेना. So this finishes your oxo acids. What you should know? You should know name, molecular formula, structure, basicity. So these are the fixed questions of orthophosphoric acid. अगर preparation पूछेगा तो ऐसे पूछेगा. I will tell you. There is an compound X when P2O3 is treated with water. When P2O3 is treated with water or P2O3, phosphorus oxide is hydrolyzed. Then we get an compound A. What is the basicity of this compound? ऐसे indirectly पूछ सकता है. ठीक है? What is the basicity of the compound formed by this reaction? So you should know when you treat it with this, you get an oxidation state +3 का oxo acid. And by heart करना भी not that difficult. देखो, H3PO2 के लिए तो white phosphorus plus alkali है. बाकी सब hydrolysis of phosphorus compound है. What is the oxidation state of phosphorus here? +3. So you'll get an oxo acid of +3 oxidation state. Oxidation state +3. You'll get an oxo acid of +3 only. ठीक है? Red phosphorus plus alkali, you'll get +4 pyrophosphoric acid. Then +5 oxidation state, you'll get an oxo acid of +5. So similarly, you can remember. ठीक है? Yeah. Any doubt in this? Anyone? Please quickly ask. This finishes your oxo acids. But oxo acids हमेशा important होते हैं, so make sure you study them well. Right. Anyone having any doubt in this? Oxo acids? Yes? Anyone having any doubt? Very good. So let's move ahead. Let's move ahead. Right. So these are the type of questions which you generally get on this. Okay. So we'll solve the first question now. How many POP bonds appear in cyclotrimethaphosphoric acid? I told you this type of question will only come. Okay. Either phosphorus के oxo acid आएंगे या sulfur के आएंगे. These two are the generally ones which are asked. How many POP bonds are there? How many POP bonds will be there? We have already discussed it, so there is no point in doing it wrong. So don't do this wrong. Right. So we'll end it in 20 seconds. So please vote fast. Right. So we'll end it now on a count of 3, 2, 1. Let's end it now. Yes. So that's pretty clear. We have already discussed there are 3 POP bonds in the structure, right? You can see one POP bond, another POP bond, another POP bond. So there are total 3 POP bonds in cyclic structure. So to answer this also, you should know the structure. If you don't know the structure, you can't answer it. You should know the name of the oxo acid. You should know its formula also. Now let's do the second one. which of the following is a tetra basic acid? Now देखो again name पता होनी चाहिए. They will not give you the formula. They will not give you the formula, right? अरे पिछला बंद ही नहीं हुआ. Sorry. They will not give you the formula. Remember, they will always give you name. So names are important. So which of the following are tetra basic acid? Which of the following are tetra basic acid? Just now we have discussed it, so there is no point in doing it wrong. Tetra basic means its basicity is 4. Tetra basic means its basicity is 4. Right. So you'll get another 20 seconds for this, so please vote fast. So most of you are answering it correct. That means inorganic is easy. Just like bio. Now I can understand why people score well in bio. Chalo, let's end it now on a count of 3, 2, 1. Let's end it now. Right. So your answer is pyrophosphoric acid. Just now we have discussed its structure. In pyrophosphoric acid, you have basicity of 4 OH. Right. So let's start with group 16 elements. You can do this as a homework. You can do this as a homework. We have already discussed it. Right. Let's start with group 16 elements. So what are the group 16 elements you have in your syllabus? So you have oxygen, sulfur, selenium, tellurium, polonium. Okay? Now, atomic numbers, again, you know them. 8, 16 plus 18. How much you'll get? 34 and plus 18. How much you'll get? 52 plus 32. 84. So these are your elements with their atomic number. That's not required for you, Athar. This is sufficient. Okay? Now, if you take their electronic configurations, it is 2s2. Pura, if you want to write 1s2, 2s2, 2p4. So last shell configuration is 2s2, 2p4. Sulfur will be 3s2, 3p4. Selenium will be 4s2, 4p4. 5s2, 5p4. 6s2, 6p4. Right? You have this. Now that means your general electronic configuration becomes last shell is NH shell, so NS2, NP4. Right? So that means your valence electrons are 8. Last shell has 6 electrons. Valence shell electrons are 6. It requires 2 electrons to complete octet. It requires 2 electrons to complete octet. So it will gain 2 electrons. Since it will gain 2 electrons, it will have the oxidation state of -2. It will have the oxidation state of -2. Valency is -2. So these are group 16 elements. Okay? All right. So let's move ahead. Let's move ahead to their physical properties. So all of us know now, by now, all of us know what are their physical properties and how do we compare them, right? So what are the important ones? Obviously, you can compare atomic masses, you should know, right? At least till first 2 elements, so definitely you should know. Now, electronic configuration we have discussed. Atomic radius, you can see, it is increasing uniformly down the group. Size increases down the group. All of us know this. Ionic radii, also if you see, it increases down the group, we know down the group size increases. Coming back to the two important properties here are electron gain enthalpy and ionization enthalpy. Okay? Although you have done these properties in periodic properties also, but still we'll do it here. So now you can see ionization enthalpy down the group decreases. So you can see ionization enthalpy is decreasing down the group. So no exception. Ionization energy decreases down the group without any exception, right? We know down the group as size increases, electron affinity or electron gain enthalpy decreases, correct? So you can see electron gain enthalpy down the group, electron gain enthalpy down the group, what? Increases or decreases? Electron gain enthalpy down the group or electron affinity down the group decreases, right? So now you'll say, sir, here it is minus 141, it is minus 190, minus 170, minus 195. What does it mean? What does it mean? Yes. So you see from here, actually. From here you should see. Minus 200, minus 195, minus 190, minus 174. So it is decreasing only. But एक चीज का ध्यान रखो. What does this negative sign mean? What does this negative sign mean? This negative sign means energy is released. Correct? So when electron is added to chlorine, more energy is released. That means this process is more spontaneous. That means chlorine can accept electron easily. Less energy is released. That means this process is less spontaneous. That means it will not accept electron easily. So who can accept electron easily? Chlorine. Who cannot? Polonium. Correct? What about oxygen? Oxygen has least electron gain enthalpy. Oxygen has least electron gain enthalpy. That means if you compare these elements, oxygen is the one with least electron gain enthalpy. This is very, very important. Very less energy is released. When electron is added to oxygen, very less energy is released. That means delta H is not very much negative. That means this process is not spontaneous. If this process is not spontaneous, it will not happen easily. That means oxygen cannot accept electron easily. If you have done it in periodic properties, you would observe the electron addition. First step is negative. Second addition of electron is endothermic process. If you have done it in periodic properties, addition of second electron to oxygen is endothermic process. That's the reason its electron gain enthalpy is very, very less. But the problem is we have studied electron gain enthalpy decreases down the group. It is decreasing. From here to here, it is decreasing. Electron gain enthalpy is decreasing. Do not see that, sir, it is minus mein decreasing, so value is increasing. No, you don't have to see the sign. So it is decreasing from 200 to 174. Right? 200 to 174. But oxygen is an exception. Why oxygen? Say sulfur ka electron affinity is less. Sulfur ka electron affinity is more than oxygen. What is the reason for it? All of you know the reason. You have done it in periodic properties. We'll still repeat it here. So oxygen has a small size. 6 electrons are distributed on it. Sulfur has a slightly larger size. 6 electrons are distributed on it. So when electron gain enthalpy mein extra electron is added to oxygen, there is a lot of gap here. These electrons are very close to each other. So since the electrons are closely located, the incoming electron will face lot of repulsion. So electron repulsions are more. Right? Whereas if you take sulfur, size is large. Since there is lot of empty gaps here, when the electron is added to it, then electron repulsions are less. Therefore, electron can be easily added to sulfur. And since electron can be easily added, its electron affinity or electron gain enthalpy is more. ठीक है? We have done it in periodic properties also. I hope you have done it. Correct? Yes. Anyone having any doubt in this? Anyone having any doubt in this? So electron gain enthalpy is done, right? Now go to ionization enthalpy. We have already discussed. Go to electronegativity. So down the group, electronegativity decreases uniformly. So no problem with electronegativity. The order is very easy. So electronegativity decreases down the group. Why? Because electronegativity is inversely proportional to size. Correct? Now you can go to melting point. Melting point down the group increases. Last में polonium पे it decreases. Polonium का melting point is less. Otherwise it increases. You can highlight it by showing it in a bracket. ठीक है? So except polonium, it increases down the group. So melting point increases down the group. Now boiling point. Boiling point is increasing down the group uniformly except polonium. So that means in this, which structure is weak? Polonium ka structure is weak. Therefore its melting point and boiling points are low. ठीक है? Low मतलब lowest नहीं. Low मतलब lowest नहीं. It is less than the previous element. ठीक है? They can ask you the order of melting point also. So better prepare the order. ठीक है? Better prepare the order of this. So now boiling point done, melting point done. Oxidation state, they show the oxidation state from -2 to +6. We'll discuss it in chemical properties. They can show the oxidation state between range of -2 to +6. -2, 0, -2, -1, 0, +2, +4, +6. These are the oxidation states shown by them. Okay? All right. So let's move ahead. Right? This is the table we need to study carefully in detail with every property. So melting point and boiling point का order लिख लेना. Melting point and boiling point का order लिख लेना. I'm writing here. Order is important. ठीक है? They can ask which has the highest melting point. You may end up saying polonium, but it is not polonium. It is tellurium. ठीक है? Right. So let's move ahead. We'll do this easy question for you. Group 16 elements have lower ionization enthalpy as compared to group 15 element. It's a solved question from your textbook. If you go to your textbook, there's a solved examples in the textbook. It is that. It's a solved example in your textbook. So group 16 elements have lower value of first ionization enthalpy as compared to group 16 elements. Okay? That's a very easy question. We have been doing it since periodic properties now. So you should be knowing it by now. Right. So you can start voting the reasons. All right. So we'll end it in next 5 seconds, 10 seconds. If you haven't voted, please vote fast. Let's end it on a count of 3, 2, 1. So let's end it now. Yes. So that's an easy question. We all know group 15 elements and group 16 elements may. Group 15 element configuration is NH2 NP3. Group 16 is NH2 NP4. So group 16 element में electronic configuration is half filled. P subshells are half filled. And we know half filled configurations are stable. Half filled stable configuration. Since half filled configurations are stable, it is very difficult to remove electron from them. Right? It is very difficult to remove electron from group 15 element because of half-filled stable configuration. Therefore, they have higher ionization energy than group 16 element. Is that clear? Yes, everyone. Is that clear? I hope it is clear. So your option which matches are option A. Okay. Let's move to the next topic, that is the oxidation state and anomalous behavior of oxygen. Again, very, very important. So I had told oxygen can show -2 से +6. Okay. So oxygen or group 16 element can show, let me write it here, group 16 elements का oxidation state, if I tell you, group 16 elements का oxidation state, if I talk about it, they can show again positive oxidation state also. They can show negative oxidation state also. So in negative, they will show from -2 and -1. These are the oxidation state they can show. Whereas in positive, they can show +2, +1 also, +4, +6. Okay. So -2, all of you know, -2 it will show in oxides because it has 6 valence electron. It requires 2 electron to complete octet. So it will show -2. Okay. -1, why? Where do they show in -1? They show -1 in peroxide. So in peroxide, they show -1, like H2O2. H2O2 may they show -1, peroxides. Now they can show +2, +4, +6. How +2, +4, +6? If you take, let us say, their electronic configuration is NH2, NP4. So if you take their configuration NH2, NP4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, how many unpaired electron it has in ground state? In ground state, it has 2 unpaired electron. So it can form 2 bonds. So if it forms 2 bonds with fluorine, -1 + 1, -1 + 1. So it will show what oxidation state? +2. So in ground state, it can show +2 oxidation state. Now, if there is a d orbital available, then this electron can be excited here. Excited state 1. So in excited state 1, you have how many unpaired electron? 1, 2, 3, 4. So how many unpaired electrons are there? 4. So +4 oxidation state. If you excite this electron also, excited state 2 may, how many unpaired electrons will be there? There are total of 6 unpaired electrons, so +6 oxidation state. Okay. So +2, +4, +6. These are the oxidation states possible in this. Okay. Now you should ask, sir, how +1? +1 is also possible in O2F2. In O2F2, you can get +1. Okay. It was there in redox also. Yeah. Any doubt in the oxidation state of group 16 elements? Anyone? Anyone having any doubt in the oxidation states? What oxidation states they can show? No. Great. Let's see what the text says. In OF2, oxidation state of oxygen is +2. Can oxygen show +4 and +6? No, because oxygen do not have empty d orbital, so it cannot show +4 and +6. Okay, so oxygen can show till +2 only. Other elements of the group can exhibit +2, +4, +6 oxidation state, but +4, +6 are more common in other elements. Sulfur, selenium, and tellurium usually show +4 oxidation state in their compounds with oxygen, +6 with fluorine. There is nothing to by heart here. Even if you don't by heart it, it's fine. Right? Even if you don't by heart it, it's fine. The stability of this is important. The stability of +6 increases down the group and stability of +4 decreases down the group. This is due to inert pair effect. We had studied bismuth do not show +5, right? So we said down the group, bismuth do not show +5 means +5 का stability down the group is decreasing. ठीक है? And +3 का stability down the group is increasing because bismuth can show only +5, +3. So that means down the group bismuth can show +3, मतलब bottom में +3 stable, so down the group stability of +3 increases. Bismuth cannot show +5, मतलब down the group +5 is not stable. That means down the group stability of +5 decreases. Same thing here. Higher oxidation state, +6 का oxidation state का stability decreases and +4 का stability increases down the group. This is due to inert pair effect. ठीक है? Bonding in +4 and +6 are predominantly covalent because of Fajans rule. ठीक है? You have already seen Fajans rule. Now let's see the anomalous properties. There is no question which will be made out of it except the oxidation state. ठीक है? The anomalous behavior of oxygen, like other p block elements present in second period, is due to its small size. All of us know this. Small size, high electron negativity. One typical example of effects of small size and high electron negativity is presence of hydrogen bonding in water not found in H2S. So you know the reason why water can form hydrogen bonding, why oxygen can form hydrogen bonding, because of its small size and high electronegativity. ठीक है? Somebody can ask why only oxygen forms hydrogen bonding, not sulfur. So you should know it is due to its small size and high electronegativity. ठीक है? Small size and high electronegativity. The absence of d orbital in oxygen limits the covalency to 4. That means oxygen can form maximum 4 bonds. Why? Why oxygen can form maximum 4 bonds? Covalency is 4. Why? Because it does not have empty d orbitals. Right? It does not have empty d orbitals to expand its valency. Right? And in practice, rarely exceeds 2. That is true. You will hardly find any compound which has covalency more than 2. Okay? Maximum 3 you will find. You will not find more than 3. Okay? Covalency means number of covalent bonds. So water, if you take, there are total 2 covalent bonds. Maximum more bonds it can form is by donating 1 lone pair to H plus to form H3O plus, 3 bonds. If it donate this lone pair also, 4 bonds. So covalency cannot be formed more than 4. Okay? Now reactivity with hydrogen. This we have done it already in P block. So since their oxidation states are available, which oxidation state is shown by all group 16 elements? Can you tell me? Which positive oxidation state is shown by all group 16 elements? Which positive oxidation state is shown by all group 16 elements? +2, correct. So it will show hydride, it will form hydrides. And which is the negative oxidation state shown by all group 15 elements, group 16 elements? Negative oxidation shown is -2. So it will combine with H plus and -2 to form H2E. These are the compounds formed by group 16 elements. So example, oxygen, if you keep H2O, H2S, H2Se, H2Te, H2PO. These are the compounds formed by group 16 elements. Now, if you see their properties, if you see their properties, it's here. So if you see the properties of these elements, melting point, again, just similar to your group 15 element. So melting point down the group increases. Why it increases? You can again draw a graph of melting point. Melting point ka graph will be, and then boiling point ka graph. Right, see this. So it increases from H2S, H2Se to H2Te, correct? So if you take H2S, H2Te, and H2S, H2S, H2Se, H2Te. Now check water ka melting point. Just like ammonia, water ka melting point is maximum. Okay? So water ka melting point will come above all here. H2O. So again you'll get a V-shaped graph. If you check boiling point, increases. Again kiska maximum hai? Water ka maximum hai. So water ka boiling point is maximum. Water will come here above all. Now, what's the reason why water has maximum? Why water has maximum? You'll say due to hydrogen bonding. Due to hydrogen bonding, water has maximum boiling point. Okay. Now, check the other property, HE distance. What will happen to HE distance? We already know down the group size increases. So size increases. So HO bond, HS bond, because size is large. So HO size is small, HS size is large, HSE size is large. So as you go down the group, size keep on increasing, bond length will keep on increasing. So you can see bond length is uniformly increasing down the group. So no change. Now if you see this bond angle, I told you last topic also about the bond angle. Bond angle of water is 104 degrees. So again, same questions. If you talk about the geometry, E, H, H, there are two lone pair, two bond pair. Two lone pair, two bond pair. So its hybridization is sp3. Right? If its hybridization is sp3, its geometry should be what? Its geometry should be tetrahedral. Its geometry should be tetrahedral. What should be its shape? VSTPR. What should be its shape? Its shape should be bent or V shape. So if it is tetrahedral geometry, the bond angle should be 109 degree 28 minute. But the actual bond angle found here has been 104 degree. Right? So the question comes, why bond angle is less than 109 degree 28 minute, which is found in tetrahedral geometry? Your answer will be same. Due to this lone pair and bond pair electron repulsion, this lone pair will move here, bond pair will move here. Similarly, this lone pair bond pair repulsion, this lone pair will move here, this bond pair will move here. So these two bonds will come close to each other and the angle between them will decrease. So bond angle becomes 104 degree instead of 109 degree. So due to lone pair bond pair repulsion. Now in the previous group, in ammonia, there was only one lone pair. In ammonia, there was only one lone pair. So lone pair bond pair repulsions was less, therefore bond angle was 107 degree. Right? But here bond pair lone pair repulsions are more, therefore bond angle is even less than 107 degree. Right? So now others are 90 degree. Why other angles are 90 degree? Why other angles are close to 90 degree? Why other angles are close to 90 degree? Because all of them are what? All of them are Drago compound. All of them are Drago compounds. And Drago compound में no hybridization, bond angle should be close to 90 degree. Okay? Then obviously we said HO bond is shortest. Then down the group bond length increases. Bond length increases matlab bond strength decreases. Correct? So bond strength decreases matlab bond will become weak. So bond energy will be less. So you can see down the group bond energy, enthalpy of formation है ये bond energy. Bond energy decreases. As you go down the group, bond energy decreases. Why bond energy increases? As bond length increases. Okay? Bond length increases down the group due to increase in size. Bonds become longer and weaker, so it requires less energy to break them. Therefore, at the bottom, the bond energy will be minimum. Correct? Now, what else we had studied? Same properties applies here also. If they ask, what about acidic character? What about acidic character? What reason we gave for acidic character? Acidic character, the reason we had given was, what was the reason we had given? The reason was acidic character increases or decreases? Acidic character increases down the group. Matlab acidic character order will be H2TE is maximum, H2SE, H2S, H2O is minimum. What was the reason we had given? We had given that as you go from oxygen to sulfur, the bond length increases. And as the bond length increases, bond strength decreases, loss of H plus becomes easy. Easy. ठीक है? And basic character का we had studied. Basic character down the group decreases down the group. What was the reason we had given for decrease in basic character? What was the reason we have given? The reason was because on small atom lone pair are localized. On large atom lone pairs are delocalized. So it is difficult for Lewis acid to take lone pair from large atom. So lone pair gets delocalized on large atom, therefore unavailable for donation. Unavailable for donation. Then since the loss of hydrogen here is easy, bond length increases, H plus or hydrogen can be lost easily. That means oxidation becomes easy as you go down the group. And the species which undergo oxidation are known as reducing agent. So down the group, oxidation ability increases, therefore reducing nature increases. So reducing nature ka order we have done. If they ask you the order of reducing character or reducing nature, you'll say reducing nature increases down the group. Reducing character increases down the group. Right? Reason same. Loss of proton bond length increases. Loss of hydrogen becomes easy. Loss of hydrogen becomes easy matlab oxidation becomes easy. ठीक है? चल, that's we'll do one question and end this. We'll do one question and end this. Arrange the following hydrides of group 16 elements in increasing order of their stability. Yes, this is your previous slide, Sanat. This is your previous slide, Sanat. Please note it fast. Right. So arrange the following in their increasing order of thermal stability. Arrange the following in their increasing order of thermal stability. What is their increasing order of thermal stability? Let me see. Yeah. What is the increasing order of thermal stability? So this is exactly same as what we have done in group 15 also. No change. Right? So we'll end it in next 20 seconds. So please do it fast. Thermal stability down the group क्या होता है? Bond का thermal stability. Right. So we'll end it on a count of 3, 2, 1. Let's end this now. Obviously, thermal stability down the group क्या होगा? Increase करेगा. Thermal stability increases down the group. Why? Sorry, thermal stability decreases down the group. Thermal stability decreases down the group. Thermal stability decreases down the group. Why? Why thermal stability decreases down the group? Because HO bond is a smaller bond, so strong bond, and H2TE is a longer bond. Short, strong bond. Short bonds are strong. H2TE is a long bond and a weak bond. If it's a long and weak bond, it will break easily. If it breaks easily, its stability is less. If it breaks easily, its stability is less. So H2TE should be minimum and H2O should be maximum. So your answer should come out to be D. The correct answer is D. I don't know how people answered C. The correct answer is D. Chetana, check again. Stability decreases down the group. Answer will be D. Okay? That's all we have for today. Tomorrow we'll finish group 16. Group 17, group 18 should take one day. So I think this week tak, maximum by one day we'll finish this. So your game pin is 1086407. So today's Kahoot is many of you people's dream actually. 1086407 is your game pin. Daenerys is in. Viresh. Last slide was this. Anisha. Last slide or slides? This was before this, Anisha. So today's Kahoot is basically on many of your dreams. Like many to nahi, some of your dreams. This is your game pin on your screen, 1086407. 1086407. 1086407. Right. So you can log in quickly. We'll start. Anisha, you should at least tell me which slide you want. I showed you last two slides. You should have at least asked. How would I know how many last slides you want? You just wrote last slide. Okay, I'll show you after the Kahoot. Okay. Ronaldo is here. There are rarely people enter with their, not rarely, hardly people enter with their original names, I see hardly people entering with their original names. Right. Chalo, let's start. Let's start this on a count of 3, 2, 1. So we are starting here now. आज नीट वाले रो देंगे. NEET people will be like, what is this? So today's Kahoot is on basically IITs, right? There are few good things about IITs. Few, actually many good things. There are few good things which I like. There are many good things. There are few good things which I like. Who laid the foundation stone of IIT Delhi? It was in 1953 or 59. Exactly year I don't remember. Somewhere around 1953 or 1959. IIT Delhi ka first foundation stone was laid. Who laid it? Right. And this is Prince Philip. It was Prince Philip, not Mountbatten, not Queen Elizabeth. It was Prince Philip who laid the foundation stone of IIT Delhi. You can imagine how old they are. Literally, if you see, meet those people who have been IITians in 1970s or 80s, you will be like, you'll feel different. If you ever get to meet the opportunity, most of them are bureaucrats now. So if you get to meet them, you'll feel different. That's what I can say. Right. They have very organized life because the IITs were very tough exams once upon a time. So they are still a tougher exam, but that time it was more tougher. Athar, Basavraj, Swords, Basavraj, Apun in top 5. Here comes, I am surprised how Athar you are knowing this. Which IIT was first to introduce computer science in UG program? The most of the IITs when they began, they were like specialized in giving a BTech in mechanical or civil. But computer science was started by this IIT. Which IIT is this? The image is useful. Image is Ganga River basically from Kanpur. Okay? UP. UP say you get Ganga River. तो it is, you could choose Roorkee also because Roorkee में भी होती है, but ठीक है. Kanpur is the correct one. Kanpur was the first one to start computer science. Right. Many of you know this. That's great. Athar Swartz upon Basavaraj Trevor Phillips in top 5. Yes, this is a good one. Established in 1959, considered as a gift from then Federal Republic of Germany to India. The image is again useful. The image is again useful. Yes, correct, Chandan. Right. Your answer is Madras. The image was useful because the deers, right, are found in IIT Madras. If you go to their campus, you'll feel like there are a lot of greenery, jungle area there. So you'll find a lot of deers on the roads in the campus. So IIT Madras was gifted by, you can say, lot of funding was done at that time by Germany. Till date, IIT Madras receives lot of funding, lot of projects from Germany. Right? So IIT Madras is a very closely associated ally of Germany. Okay? I know that, Pranav. Let's see the next one. Yes, Athar, Khushi, Ravi Kiran, Jagruti, Swartz in top 5. Let's go for the next one. IIT Roorkee is the oldest engineering college in Asia. True or false? IIT Roorkee is the oldest. The image is a canal river in IIT Roorkee. So it is the oldest engineering college in Asia. True or false? Asia ka oldest college. Right. Obviously it is true. I don't know how you people answered false. IIT Roorkee is oldest engineering college of Asia. Right. I don't know, Athar, what you went to say that. IIT Roorkee is yes. Whether you consider Russia also, Athar, Asia ka one of the oldest, or you can say oldest engineering college in Asia was IIT Roorkee. Okay. So it was started in 1848 to be precise, and 1857 is the 1857 is the date which they say. If you consider 1857 on the documents, then there are a lot of disputes around it. But actual college ka foundation and all was laid in 1848 only. So many people know IIT Roorkee ka, if you do the Googling and all, you will know the IIT Roorkee was started as a Thomsonian College of Engineering, right? But before Thomsonian, IIT Roorkee was also known as Capsen, some C say it was the name, College of Civil Engineering, right? So it was started as Civil Engineering College because from Haridwar, Ganga Canal had to be made to bring waters to Agra, UP for irrigation. So that canal ke liye they need huge numbers में engineers. So they started training engineers in India only. So that was the reason of starting it. In fact, if you go to IIT Roorkee, there is, yeah, it is Capsen, correct. So if it is, yeah, its building is like a White House. If you see, there is one hostel still there, Kotle Bhavan they say. So Kotle Bhavan is named after a Britisher, right? Kotle. So it is still the oldest hostel. If you go, you'll feel like you are staying in some village. You'll feel like you are living in some village. It is very old. Chalo. Last one. So Athar, Swartz, Trevor Phillips, Jagruti, Viresh in top 5. If you are not an Indian, there are errors in this. If you're not an Indian, but a student at IIT, chances are your friends will call you DASA. What is DASA? DASA stands for what? DASA stands for what? Yes, of course, I have been in that hostel. DASA stands for Direct Admission of Students to from America. Direct admission to students from America is the correct word. Okay? Direct admission to students from America. That's the correct term they use for DASA. Dasa is a very popular word. That is literally used for teasing the people who come from abroad. Right. So we have on third, Ashutosh. Surprisingly, man, last question means everything has changed. Khushi in second, again surprising. Athar on top. Last question was crucial then. Swords and Ankita Vijay is also in top 5. That's surprising. Top 5 has toppled in the last question. Chalo, great. So we'll finish this tomorrow. I think we should be able to finish group 16. Right? So tomorrow we should be able to finish group 16, 17 one day or 18 one day. Maximum 3 days we should be able to finish this week or Monday. Chalo. Take care all of you. Have a good day. Study well. Prepare for your 22nd exam. Your syllabus is still a mice, I think. Just check it once. एक बार verify your syllabus. I think it is still a mice. ठीक है? चलो. Take care all of you. Have a good day ahead. May God bless you all. Yes, Viresh. We'll try that. We have done it before actually. We'll still try. Everybody is getting bored in home. Rohan, don't worry. You are not the alone one suffering there. भूल गया. Good, Anisha, you reminded. 1 minute. Which one was the slide, Anisha? You just let me know. Huh? This is the one, last one, second last one. This is the third last one. Rohan, I'll call you, Ray. Tonight, maybe. ठीक है? Chalo. Take care, all of you. Have a good day ahead. Bye, Basavraj. Have a good day, man. Welcome, Chandan. Have a good day.